Welcome to JermaineAuNatural. I am Jermaine. Ryan. So, I am wearing my me t-shirt, right? This is not another Guess That Content creator. Not yet. But I am wearing my me t-shirt because I'm doing a thing. As it is Black History Month, you know, everything is about going back to, everything is about history and our legacy, present, past, present, and future. And I have decided to look into my past. So I am going to be doing a 23andMe and an AncestryDNA.com. What is happening? Ancestry DNA test. So I purchased both of these Black Friday 2020? 2019? One of those two. And I just haven't done them. There's no real reason why I haven't. They have been sitting on the arm of my couch the entire time. Today's the day. Like I said, Black Friday, they were on a really good special. And so I bought both of them. I want to do the African one, but that African one is a car note for some people. It's a pretty penny. I think it's worth it to do, but I got to save up for that. I think that they do have Afterpay. So a part of what made me want to do this, number one, is, it's just interesting to know. And we've all seen so many people doing it. And, the whole little commercial, I think it was 23andMe when it first came out. And they showed the light-skinned girl with the freckles. And she was like, oh, I'm 23% Scandinavian. Be that as it may, I still would like to know just kind of percentages and just to kind of see, what I'm made up of. Now, when it comes to these tests, I know the whole thing with these where, they're keeping your data and they're keeping your DNA and blah, blah, blah. When you go through setting it up, because that is the first thing that both of these tell you to do, they give you all of the consent forms and you can decline or not decline. You can have them discard your saliva or keep it. Like, you do have all of those options. The thing about it is that if the government wants you, they want you. They've got your social security number, and if you are a working person, they more than likely know where you work, and they can't come and get you. They don't need them to find out who you are and where you at. I'm just saying. Each box you open, 23andMe says hi, Ancestry says welcome. So I did all of the initial things before I came on camera. So I was in the bedroom like, easy to read. Simple instructions. If you know, you know. Both have you go onto the website and register your kit. You have to do that first. That's where you then see all of the consents so you can read through everything. And then from there, you go through and you do the thing. So they both, the box, as you can see here, you just put everything back in the box and you send it back with Ancestry. They have a separate box for there. It comes with this nifty little vial thing. So what you basically have to do is you have to spit into this and you have to fill it up to the line or a little bit just above it. And it can't be the bubbles. All right, I'm like, what do they mean the bubble? But it gives you the book here and it tells you everything that you need to do. So you can't eat, drink, smoke, or chew gum 30 minutes before giving your saliva sample. 6 to 8 weeks is how long it's going to take. So I'll be coming back with an update on this in March, as it is the middle of February, middle. What is it today, the 11th? The 12th. Yeah, so March. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do this for both of these. I am not going to spit on camera. I don't know why I'm acting like this whole thing. Y'all have literally watched me brush my teeth on camera before. Beep. All right, I'll be back. All right, it took me a little bit to fill this up. So I was trying to like chew on my tongue like it was a sponge. You trying to like press all the water out of it. But I got it. It's a little bit over the line, about that much over the line. All right, so with the 23andMe, it says to close the funnel lid. Holding the tube tightly, close the funnel lid as shown by firmly pushing on the lid until you hear a click. The liquid will be released. The liquid ain't releasing. Is it a slow release? Okay, do y'all want to see it? Sure, why not? Why not? Okay. So can you see how it's gross, right? Yes. But you see how it's all swimmy looking? Ooh, that's the liquid. Or whatever the stuff that they put it in. You see all that spit up there. All right. Throw that in there. A little tall. Several months later, since I, did the intro when I was spitting in the tube. So now it is time for me to let y'all know who I am on the inside part. I want to invite you into me. Meld everything off. So I did the spitting in the tube and I wrote it down so I would have it dated, but I mailed everything back, if you can see that, on February the 14th. For both of the little boxes, toted them right on up to the local USPS store, dropped them off, and I believe that it does say it takes about 6 to 8 weeks, 6 to 10 weeks, something like that for you to get them back. You send the things back, right? And then they mail them off, and then what happens is that you start getting little emails, and the emails will say, hey, we got your things. It's gonna take us a week to get everything lined up. And then you'll get another email that'll say, hey, scientists are doing geo whatever breakdowns. This is going to take 4 to 6 days. So they're constantly emailing you with little updates on stuff that they're doing throughout the whole process. A couple of surveys may happen that you can do. And then finally, you get your results are in. So my results came in on March the 17th. So from February 14th to March the 17th. Let me show you what happened. So I'm going to break them down one at a time so it doesn't get too overwhelming. I'm going to do a partial voiceover. I don't know. We'll see how it works out. So to start, I'm going to show you the 23andMe. Beep. To me, 23andMe is laid out a lot more user-friendly than Ancestry is. I think it's a lot easier to navigate. It's very colorful and things are very plain and bright for you to see exactly what it is you're clicking on. So you come onto the home page and it gives you steps on, it gives you your list of DNA relatives, the map of your relatives, people that you can send messages to that, have similar DNA as you do. And then if you scroll down some, it gives you your quick links, which is your ancestry report, DNA relatives, blood markers, and any messages. Then from there, there's a list of things based on your DNA that you're most likely to have or least likely to have. So things like bunions and your muscular composure, asparagus odor, fear of heights, genetic weight, it's a complete breakdown. So let's start you off with my ancestry and traits. Boom. So you click on it and it gives you your complete ancestry composition. In addition, it does give you ancestry timeline, so you can see you definitely have a great grandparent in 1820 that was Egyptian. We click on viewing the ancestry composition, and from here, the world map. So it gives you a summary, scientific details, blah, blah, blah. All right, so Jermaine, 100% Jermaine. So let's start. Well, as you could tell, just by looking at me, that I'm black, which more than likely means that I got some African heritage. So I am 68.8% West African. The breakdown of that, majority of that, is me being Nigerian. Shout out to my Nigerian people. Ghanaian, Liberian, and Sierra Leone is 15.8%. Senegambian and Ghanaian is 11%. And then broadly, West African is 13%, which is composed of Congolese and Southeastern African. And then I've got more Angolan and Congolese, a little African hunter, and broadly sub-Saharan African. What I do like about this is that, as you can see with each of the categories and the breakdown, there are little arrows that go off to the right. And if you click on that arrow to the right, it gives you the option to explore the Nigerian heritage or whatever your heritage or breakdown is. So it zooms it in on the map so that you can see what it looks like. You click on Learn More, and then it takes you to the page where it talks about all of the different ethnic groups that are in Nigeria. It talks about traditions, art, history, beauty and lifestyle, talk of the table. So it talks about the languages, at that time, were in those older times, the different languages that were used, craft and tradition. So then it goes into, the Yoruba tribe and the traditions and the things that they would celebrate and the art that they had with the hair. And, because, hair has always been our thing. Beep. So with the hair and with the fabrics and with the colors, it talks about, nature and the wonders and like the area and what it looked like and how it's changed like that. So it's super, super cool. The Yam Festival. The Yam Festival. So let's go back one more to my breakdown. So that is my African breakdown. 81.2% of me is sub-Saharan African. So the rest, if you look at the other colors on the map, show some other things in some other places. So scrolling down, I got a little European in me. I got a little bit of European in me. So 17.9% European. That breakdown is 16.7 is British and Irish. I got a little bit of Scandinavian, just call me Rose Nyland, and broadly Northwestern European. This I found actually quite interesting. So Irish, right? I don't think it kind of breaks British and Irish heritage down in a different way because, they're islands and the people are different. So it gives a different breakdown of the two with the genealogy and, the Ireland and the UK and the Vikings and that whole type of thing. What I find interesting about the Irish part of my genealogy and my heritage is that, number one, I've always mentioned this, that green has always been my favorite color. Is it a coincidence? I bought the shirt 10, 15 years ago that says Irish Roots. And I have been wearing this shirt for years and years and years. And every time somebody sees it, they're like, "Are you Irish?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm Black Irish." And every time I say that, I think of Bernie Mac. Beep.
Man, you ain't never heard no Black Irish. Who you think is better than Mac Real? Lucky Charms.
Is that a coincidence?
Irish Spring.
Also, some of you may have noticed that over the past year, I changed my room around and I painted it green, orange, and it's not white, it's a cream color. Guess whose flag that is? The Irish. Again, coincidence? I just picked out colors that I liked. Maybe the ancestors were speaking to me. Who knows? And then at the very bottom, I have a little East Asian and Indigenous American. Indigenous American is, of course, spans from the South Americas all the way up into the North Americas. Now, what I do know about that is that my grandmother, on my mother's side, told me long time ago that we have Blackfoot in our family. Somebody, her great-grandmother or somebody like that was Blackfoot. And I was like, "Grandma, you crazy. Ain't no Blackfoot. They was just black people." That maybe had curly or straight hair. And I looked up Blackfoot and they existed. So that is my summary, my breakdown. From there, then, it gives you more so the scientific details of how they break your DNA down, how they match your groups, and all of that other type of stuff. Of course, they compare it to the world, and then they give you a more in-depth breakdown as far as if they were able to identify more specific locations that your recent ancestors may have called home. So I got a lot of non-detects where they weren't really able to break these down or find them. The only one that I got a high match was for the Senegambian and Guinean people. So that was the only one that I got a high likely match of the Fula and Wolof peoples. So that I've got recent relatives basically that are there right now. I need to book a trip. Ebony. So that is the breakdown of 23andMe. Now, another thing to note with 23andMe, per my genetics, is that, yeah, I've got 1% Neanderthal. Yeah, big bottom jaw, large forehead. Call me if you know, you know Bubba. Yeah, I've got some Neanderthal in me, and that's 1% more than other people. Do y'all remember on Africa? Do y'all remember the live stream with African Hair God with the little girl and the hair?
A child might have a little bit more Neanderthal. In my opinion, in my unpopular, unscientific.
Yeah, I be that. I be that. I date back prehistorically. Now that we have looked at 23andMe, let's now compare what Ancestry.com has to say. All right, Ancestry. Let's look at the breakdown. So once you go on, you get your family tree. What once again you can add to, and like I said, since they've updated it, it definitely is a little bit more on par with 23andMe with as far as the things that it offers when it comes to like really based on your genetics and your breakdown. Like, all right, so let's just jump right into my DNA story. So with my DNA story, this is going to give me again the same breakdown as 23andMe. Per Ancestry.com, they're saying that I am mostly Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu people, and only 17% Nigerian. Then there's some Mali, there's Benin and Togo, Senegal, Ivory, and Ivory Coast. So very different results in a lot of instances. And with theirs, they do the same thing. When you click on the little arrow to the right, it gives you a breakdown about the country. It talks about your estimate. It talks about the region, the history of the region, just everything and all information about it. Same with all of them. Now, when it comes to my European side, again, it's a little bit different. So per this, there's a little Ivory Coast in there too as well. In Ghana. All right, so per what this is saying that I am actually 5% Sweden and Denmark, a little Wales, a little Scotland, a little Ireland. So, you know, I don't know what these other two are. Kosian, Aka, and Mbuti peoples. Oh, that's South African still. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, there's a breakdown by percentage. Okay. So yeah, so it's a little bit different. Sweden and Denmark wasn't in 23andMe. Wales is the UK. Scotland is UK. Ireland is that's all UK area there, the islands. So some similarities, but there are some differences. And then what I was saying about Ancestry is that it gives you that split of your two parents, which I do like. So the breakdown of this is that it basically tells you parent 1, parent 2, and where you stack up into this. But like I said, you have to know this to know which parent you're getting the majority or the least amount from. But the fact that they have it as an option, I think is actually pretty cool. Another one of the places where you can click and get a little bit more of your inheritance and learn more about your people and how they got to where they are is underneath the community. So the communities for, I'm going to say probably a lot of African-American people, most black folks, is where you're going to see where the Atlantic slave trade came into place. And this is where it gives you the breakdown of, you know, your Nigerian people or your Senegalese people or your Congolese people, where they went once they were kidnapped from Africa and brought to America. So for me, for instance, early Virginia African American. So between 1700 and 1800, Nigerian, Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu peoples. Mississippi and Louisiana between 1775 and 1950, Nigeria, Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu people. So it gives you these really cool breakdowns of where the people were when they were brought over. It also talks about what the areas look like. My mom was born in Mississippi, dad was born in Alabama. I believe both 23andMe do this where you can like order like a little book breakdown of like your history, and it kind of just basically takes everything or a lot of the things that are on the app and it puts them into a nice little book. So it like still talks about all the countries and it gives you a breakdown and the time span of the different relatives. So that part I think is really cool, but again, you paying for more stuff. I just got the kits Black Friday when they were like half off. And that was all I was paying for. Now you do have the option. They always have like little promos where you can do like extra stuff. Or if you have family members that you want to sign up for it, then if you do it, then there are like little codes that you can give them. They're like referral codes. And they'll get, $20, $30 off or a percentage off. It was really cool to do this. It was nice to see a breakdown and compare the two and see really like in the middle, what I got on the inside, what's inside of me, and what I'm made of, and just to really kind of connect with that. So I don't have the money to be like the commercial with the young lady that was like taking all of these trips all across the world. I ain't got that unless somebody's gonna sponsor me. But maybe one day I'll make it over to Africa. Maybe I can, go to Nigeria and Cameroon and Liberia and all of these places, and then go and get in touch with my Irish roots. I wanted to share this with you all just to kind of help you, outside of me seeing me being goofy all over the place and talking about hair and all of that type of stuff. And, that kind of does tie into hair with all of the different textures that a lot of us do have. Like I said, to have you inside of me, for you to know me on the inside part, because that's where I want you to know me the most, on the inside. So let me know in the description box down below. Have you done any of the DNA testings? Did it come out to be what you thought it was going to be? Were there surprises? Were you more white than what you thought you were? Or maybe, you really do got some Indian in your family. Alright, so yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Alright, so make sure that you like this video, press the subscribe button. I like to give y'all a little bit of variety. I'm trying to let y'all into me a little bit more intimately inside of me. Also, I wanted to mention, and this is on the Ancestry.com, and it is on my paternal side, so on my dad's side, biological dad's side, I am royalty. My DNA breaks down to Ramses III. So, bow down, bitches. Off with his head. Oh, wait. How does Mia Thermopolis do it? My camera got hot and died, so I am now on my cellular device. As you can see, my arm is stretched out. Where was I? Feel free to share this out, as somebody else may take an interest in how the DNA tests break down. Punch the notification bell so that you can stay abreast of when I post my videos. And again, thank you for tuning in to JermaineAuNatural. I'll see you in the next one.